Good morning to you. If you're watching this, you know I could not let an astronomical, legendary, mega battle rap weekend go by without weighing in on it, giving my predictions, putting my thoughts on wax. I know I haven't been on your screen lately, but I need to speak about Bulletproof before it goes down and get you guys excited about actual battle rap today. So let's get it. I'm going to break down Bulletproof. I'm going to give my opinion on Hitman and Murda Mook. I'm going to give my winner, and we're going to give my picks for the rest of the card too. This is a beautiful day for battle rap, and obviously the following week we got Summer Madness. If you are a battle rap fan, you are living in heaven for the next 8 days, and there should really be nothing but battle rap content that you should be consuming. Personally, for myself, I'm very excited. Also, we also got the fight later tonight as well. This is an introvert's dream. You get to just stay home and enjoy all of this. Also, shouts to the Culture Fest going down tomorrow too. Make sure you get your pay-per-views for that. So it's a beautiful weekend for the culture, and I feel like Hitman versus Murda Mook is the battle that was going to be needed to elevate the culture. It's going to be needed to bring in the eyeballs, have the casual fans fully attentive and aware. And I'm here to finally give my pick. Whew, this was not an easy decision to make. And I want to be first and very transparent when I say this. There has been numerous heated debates behind the curtains in the LTBR staff chat, in my group chats with people that I know, people I respect the media, some of the fans, people DMing me. We have been nonstop arguing about this battle, and that's how you know it's a great matchup. And there's so much to break down when it comes to this. I got a chance to see what the environment looks like. We didn't know if it was a pit. We didn't know if it was a stage. We didn't know it was a big stage. We kept hearing all these different things. We finally saw that it's a small stage. Does that make a big difference? Maybe, maybe not. So with Hitman Holla versus Murda Mook, personally for me, like I'm not going to pinpoint their low points. Like I'm not going to talk about or dwell on what they do poorly or what their critiques are. I'm not going to do all that, right? Because I rather focus on this battle thinking about their optimal level, their peaks level, what they bring best to the table. And I want to highlight what each battler is going to be able to operate at their best, right? So for me, the most compelling part about this matchup is that Mook and Hitman both completely shine in opposite spectrum. So it kind of is a style clash, even though there's going to be some similarities and there's going to be a war of angles here. Man, Holla, an elite storyteller. And I've been hearing dialogue about like storytelling and angling is not the same. And I'll be honest, y'all, like I wrote an article a while back about how I feel Hitman Holla is an elite angler because all the functions of an angle are similar to a storytelling. Like you're narrowing a topic to a particular focus to determine what aspects of the subject should be highlighted. You're making a specific viewpoint of a larger topic so that we could have multiple different perspectives and angles on it. And it's a theoretical way of presenting an angle. And I know there may be some very subtle nuanced differences about like developing something structured with the framework of like painting a picture and walking you through an experience or a moment or something that happened between the two of us. But I still feel like the purpose of angling storytelling encompasses the same context where you're bringing relevant information to engage me with shifting my perspective of how you are attacking your opponent. But the one big difference is you can point to Hitman Holla kind of painting a story to his effectiveness where Mook is like very much deep into character assassination. I think some of the storytelling from Hitman Holla is just you can point to so many different examples. Obviously, I don't even have to go down the list, but more importantly to me is his pristine sense of timing, and it's not just the performance with Hitman Holla. It's all the things that encompasses the performance. It's how he delivers and sells some of these haymakers, these punchlines that he's bringing. He's gonna have this little like AMG mode pocket where he kind of gets into his like, he gets into a chain punching bag in a rhyme pattern, and that's always going to work when he has massive momentum. You can look at it in his Hitman in the second round versus Will, his first round versus Easy, moments. I think his second or third round versus Geechee God, he did it 2 times. So he has that all the time. That happens with him. But more importantly for me, I think we're going to see a lot of moments where he kind of slow builds, slow walks into like a very powerful quotable, a very strong one-liner. Like he's building it up, and the build-up may be a little may feel like it's a little slow. Like it may feel a little like, oh, like where are we going? But once he gives you the line, it's gonna resonate with you. And I feel like he can bring a lot of those. And more importantly, he has a lot of like factual evidence to support a lot of the topic selections he could talk about. So when he presents that, it's going to hit you and you're going to be like, that's facts. That's the truth. That's real. That's he did not lie about that. I think he's going to be able to present a lot of those. And so that's just the showman that the Hitman brings to the table when it comes to just like how he's going to present the content. But let's talk about the actual content for a minute, because I think that's where Mook's strengths are. And I know a lot of people more recently in some of our Twitter spaces, we hosted a couple Twitter spaces with fans debating some of our own internal debates. I think there's been a lot of caveats placed on like some of Murda Mook's performances where some people will say like, hey, if he's supposed to be one of the greatest of all time, why are we speaking in him in the context of adapting and getting better? Like, shouldn't he have already been this? Or kind of painting the context of like some of his better big stage performances have been at home or the opponent he faced. And I'll be honest, I don't put none of those caveats on Mook, because when I went to war arguing with Mook 3 years ago, I had never seen him be super dynamic on the big stage. I just hadn't seen it. He had gotten wins. Wins was not the argument with Mook. It was about the performance. Like, I'm getting an electric performance from him at the end of the night? Well, am I getting something that like I feel like the room is entirely adapted to him? And let's be honest, man, like New York or not, like we have seen New York be savages to their own kind. So I don't feel like just because you're home, you have that home court advantage. And what he did with Geechee Gotti, what he did with Twerk, even if you have him losing to Twerk, those are great big stage performances that was not in his palette in the past. When you look at the Reed Dollaz battle, the Iron Solomon battle, the Loaded Lux battle, like those are two completely opposite battle rappers at that point. You know what I mean? And the Arsonal battle, I need to highlight the Arsonal battle because I just rewatched it in preparation of this. Brother, that man is performing every single round, and he has a performance bar that like resonates with me every round in the Arsonal battle. I love that about it. Like the up the pole, give up his goals, or the uppercut to ooh-ah, new-ah, and like I could keep going. So like he made a very interesting point on 15 Minutes of Fame when he said, I'm probably more capable of tapping into what Hitman does than what Hitman is tapping into what I do. So meaning like I could possibly match him on performance, but he doesn't think he can match me on like rapping ability. And I think that might be a fair take, only because you're not used to seeing Hitman Holla having so many internal rhymes, so many double entendres, so many different gears to his rhyme pattern, so many different palettes to like his like ability to put the context together, or he's not as intricate as Mook. So obviously Mook's whole narrative and basis is that I rap better than you. But I don't think we're just going to strictly see just somebody trying to out-rap his opponent. I think he's going to encompass that with like, I know how to put this all together as a strategy more than you. Because in his recent battles against Geechee Gotti, against Twerk, against Arsonal, there was one key attribute that I noticed from Mook that makes me really confident in probably picking him to win. And that's the fact that he's riding uphill in all these battles. Like, I feel like in the Arsonal battle, every round got better. I feel like in the Twerk battle, every round he got better, right? I feel like I am seeing that, and I can trust that like he's going to sustain a level of like steadiness throughout the battle that like whatever, if you was a gauge at like 1 through 10, and he was at like an 8.5, 9 every round, I feel like he could be at an 8.5 or 9 every single round. Well, Hitman, I feel like I may get like a 10 out of 10 round from him, maybe a 9.5 out of 10 round, but the other rounds might be 7.5, 8, maybe 8.5, and I feel like there will be a significant gap between like his peak round and the other 2 rounds in between where Murda Mook, I feel like he's going to sustain, if not incline every round. More importantly, his third rounds in these battles have been some of his best like closing arguments with some of these opponents. So like I'm almost anticipating Mook to try to win that round the most. And I know everybody would kind of paint in or picture in like Holla winning the first round, like they'll pencil it in, whatever. And for me, I think I disagree with that. I think you can make the argument that Hitman Holla arguably has lost his first round in his last 4 battles, because Hustle has the best round of their battle and the first, and had a dynamic first round and won that round clearly. I think Geechee Gotti as well won his first round very clearly with the angles that he brought to the table against Hitman Holla. The Will battle, I think the first and second round are the biggest debates of that, so you can argue it. And then the easy battle, he had a dynamic first round. That's his best first round on the stage in years, but it was met by Easy's peak and damn near matched, overshadowed, edged. He did not win that round clearly to me neither. I don't have him winning the first round clearly in any of his last 4 battles. So I'm not just penciling Hitman Holla to win the first round, but I am penciling him in to have a round like his first round against Easy, somewhere between the battle, whether it be in his second or his third round. I don't know when, but I'm not necessarily penciling him to win the first round. So if I'm going to give the full round by round expectation for me of what I'm expecting in this battle, I'm going to expect. All right, this is all the way down to the T. We're going to even predict the coin toss. You hear me? I think Hitman Holla loses the coin toss. He goes first. He has a dynamic first round. I think Mook has a first round to match Hitman's first round, and we're looking at this like, oh, we got a battle. We got a battle. I think Hitman Holla takes it up a notch in the second round, a whole nother gear, and we're like, oh, we really got a battle. And I think Mook has a very good second round, but falls a little bit short of the first down, so that he cannot take that round. And we're looking at it like we're putting both our fingers in the air, and I think Hitman has a third round that isn't as good as his second round, maybe just as good as his first. But you're like, if Mook has a third round that I'm expecting him to have, I think he closes his battle out. And I think Mook closes the battle out with a powerful third round. So I love that Mook's been adapting to these bigger environments. I love that he's been implementing performance more. I love that he has so many different topics to select. He says he has things that we don't know about with Hitman. I would not be surprised if the battle went the other way, where Hitman takes the first round clearly and has like a first round like his easy round, even though I'm not expecting it. But I got Mook 2-1, man, and I cannot wait to argue with the group chat when the battle is over. Okay, I give my quick predictions on the rest of the card, because we have here a beautiful graphic of all the battles on the card. We got Rum Nitty versus Calicoe. I'm going to try to go through these a little bit more lightning style, only because to save some time. And it's still Saturday morning before the event. I don't want you guys watching me for 30 minutes. So Rum Nitty versus Calicoe. This is one of Rum Nitty's final battles on the checklist when it comes to these big names. Calicoe, a Averb, a Disaster, a wishless battle like a Cassidy, a Conceited. Like he's kind of running out of these, like, Murda Mook, of course. The list is getting very small for Rum Nitty. I definitely think we're going to get Rum Nitty versus Murda Mook sometime in 2026. And so when he shows up to these battles, he's always reliable. He's always on point. You can point to the Ilmac battle, the Lux battle, the Daylight battle, and just recent memory. He shows up to these big fights. I do just think stylistically, this is the most ridiculous clash where, like, I can definitely guarantee to get the most original Calicoe flip or Calicoe punchlines from Nitty. But what Calicoe brings to the table is just a symphony, man. Like, I'm just listening to him at work, and I'm just like, he's somebody I need no reaction to. I just want to watch. Like, I don't even want the people reacting to interrupt the show. I just want to listen to what Calicoe has to say, because it's poetic, it's beautiful, it's well crafted, it's one of one, it's authentic, it's unique. I can't find enough adjectives to describe what Calicoe does when, like, I think about, like, his second round versus Swamp. Don't get it twisted. He definitely had some years where, like, the John battle, the Reed battle. He's got a couple of battles out there that's like, but this not gonna be one of them. And I'm going Calicoe 2-1. I think it's gonna be debatable, but you know what? No, I'm gonna say Calicoe 2-1 clear, just to piss off the people in the staff group chat, because I'm tired of y'all. Everybody that work here at LTBR, I'm tired of them. And this, after tonight, I have a lot of smoke for everybody that works here tonight. Okay, going on with the rest of the battles of the card. Coffee versus Official. Man, listen, I saw what the stage looked like. I think everybody has the conventional wisdom of, like, I should trust Official on the stage more than Coffee. But Coffee has been doing legendary things, and we're getting to a territory with Coffee Round where you can argue that she may be a top 5 battle rapper all time. She is definitely in the top 10. I'll forget the top 10. I think she's in the top 7 at least. She's knocking on the door to easily start saying somebody in the top 5 got to give up their spot. She honestly could solidify herself being a very powerful front runner for Wody, even though she wants to be a panelist this year instead of a contestant to be analyzed. But I I don't know, man. I got a feeling that Coffee has something in store for official, man. She's battled 40, she's battled Jazz, she's battled Hustle in complete battle, she's battled Heart, and she hasn't debatably lost clearly to none of them. You can argue she beat them all. You can also argue she might have lost some of these as well. But like I think she's holding in there to a point where like you have to respect what she's done already against all these names. And I have seen official lose to people that she's more experienced than, like a Prestavia on the stage. Some people might debate the battle, but I have Prestavia winning the battle personally. And prayers up to official. I've seen she's kind of saying on Twitter she's kind of been having a real tough emotional week. I hope she's okay. I hope she's in well spirits. I hope it does not affect her performance or her battle. So I'm not using that as my prediction. I'm just sending some love to official. But I think Coffee edges this one out, man. I think I got Coffee beating official, or at the very least making a statement where she says, hey, look, I got one of the biggest bodies this year. I got the best female battle this year. I battled the last like Mount Rushmore candidate of my career, and I had a banger with her. You know what I'm saying? Like who has enough firepower the next 4 months to contest my 2025? I don't. Holla versus Swamp. You know, Hollow came to the face-off wearing camouflage gear, saying Swamp can't see me, and kept talking to Rosenberg like, make sure you tell Swamp I said this because he can't see me, or tell me what Swamp said. Like it was a funny little gimmick, but Hollow's recent form over the last couple years has not been one of my favorites personally. But neither has Swamp's. Neither Swamp this year has a resume that could easily be a Cody contender resume. He's battled Chess, he's battled Easy, he's battled Coffee, he's battled Marv One, he's battled A Ward, he's battled Shotgun Shiv again. Like he's about to battle Holla the Don. He has a resume set in stone that could have easily made him a Cody contender if he brought the level of performances or the level of energy from his 2024 to the table this year. And I don't even look at it as he's battling too much, because some of these battles are actually more spaced out than his battles last year, as far as time frame in between them. And so he's been saying he wants to retire. I think he's realized the type of year he's had. I think he's really committed to like taking a step back from battle rap and, you know, maybe operating at a different level instead of being an active battler. So I think we're going to see a really good Swamp here. Hollow's kind of had this thing about like you're not who you think you are from the South, and Swamp's like, you gonna talk about the South to me? And you know, it's hard to bet on somebody that's been as inconsistent as Swamp this year. You would want to go with Hollow because he is consistent, but like, and I look at Swamp versus Calicoe, I look at Swamp versus Verb, I look at Swamp versus Rex, I look at any of the peak level Swamps. I'm like, this is supposed to be one of the 5 to 10 best battlers in the world actively. All right, so I'm betting on his peak right now. I'm literally gambling on if I'm going to get a very consistent Swamp, and maybe I know he's battling John afterwards. Maybe he's got all the proper Don flips for Hollow instead of John. Give me Swamp 2-1 for this one. All right, breezing through the last couple ones. Jazz versus Arsonal. You know, we might be seeing Arsonal real soon. So I would be surprised if he was fully clean on this battle, because he just has the nature and tendency to just hardly be clean. He doesn't always beat the women. Maybe he's got some kind of trick up his sleeve to really be disrespectful with Jazz and take it there, or present something that we haven't seen before. So if he does something a little bit out the norm today, it might cause some shock value, and I am intrigued to see how Jazz handles that. But with that being said, Jazz is a 2-time Wody. We've just seen the ceremony she has. She's too dedicated to her craft. She is locked in and focused on battling all of like the top men in battle rap, and she's gonna treat Arsonal no different than she's treated any of the other guys she's battled. She battled Hollow last time she was on TBL as the main event. Damn near had performance of the weekend, arguably. And I think she's coming forward again. So I will be very shocked to see if Arsonal were to beat Jazz. I think he might do something a little surprising or shocking, but Jazz 2-1. Av versus Rex. Tough match, man. Tough match. You know what I mean? Rex on the stage in bigger rooms lately. I like him a little bit more in the smaller environments than I do in these bigger settings. We also what happened with him at No, and I'm glad he's in better spirits, and I'm glad he's doing well. So I hope he took the proper precaution this time around to kind of just make sure he's hydrated, focused, and level-headed to, like, you know, put himself in the best position to succeed. Av is a bulldozer, man. Like it's very, very, very difficult to beat Av. I have Wusa edging Av this year, and that's only because Av gave up a round. Like clearly, I'm not saying because Wusa wasn't good. I'm just saying like it took a very anomaly level performance from Av for me to have him losing a battle. Other than that, I hadn't had him losing the battle in years. So there's no other way to say it. It's just Av, man. Give me Av 2-1 for this one. And that will be my bulletproof predictions. So I got Murda Mook, I got Calicoe, I got Coffee, I got Swamp, I got Jazz, I got Av. Here's a surprise battle. Praise God. I'll leave it there for you guys. And there will be announcements from Bulletproof today. These announcements, y'all gonna like these announcements, man. They got a lot of stuff cooking up for the rest of the fourth quarter. They got some stuff in the works. Not gonna lie, y'all want a teaser? Y'all want a teaser? Because this announcement might be a rematch or something that y'all really like. Be on the lookout for it. You know what I mean? But TBL Bulletproof Weekend is going down. Enjoy your battle rap weekend today. Be on the lookout for the LTBR page. We're going to be posting all live updates, clips, Twitter polls. Shout out to the staff. I think the group chat podcast will be going live tonight after the show. And let's have a good Saturday, y'all. And I hope you guys enjoyed this 20-minute blog. Get you guys excited, get you guys in the mood, get you guys ready for Bulletproof. Let me know in the comments if you got Hitman Holla, Murda Mook, and we're going to talk about it again later tonight. Peace, y'all.